This video will self-destruct. Ready? Okay, Google, destroy me. I know. But if you are willing to wait just a few minutes for it, I promise there is a real self-destruct coming. To explain what I have done and why, I should give you a quick explanation of my so-called creative process. Most of my videos spring from a single idea, image, or line that randomly pops into my head. For example, for my video about the Mach-Zehnder lens, I had thought it would be nice to be walking towards the camera while I talked. I started there and everything else sprang from that. The video about the lake that cleans sewage originated when I saw a manhole cover while out on a walk. For this video, I just suddenly knew that I wanted to make a video that would self-destruct. I'm pretty sure that I was inspired by watching episodes of Inspector Gadget as a kid where he would be handed a paper with a mission on it and the paper was always set to self-destruct. Inevitably, he would crumple it up and toss it away, causing it to blow up his boss. There was no explanation for how a piece of paper could blow up on its own, and I had no idea how a video would self-destruct either. So, I spent the next several days trying to figure out how to make a YouTube video self-destruct. At first, I considered some sort of camera or computer trickery. I thought of that trope where the actual celluloid of a film strip would catch fire. It's kind of a cool effect, and I could do something similar. I also considered simply pasting an explosion and some loud noise at the end. However, neither of these were really satisfying. They felt like the worst kind of low-effort clickbait. So I thought about other meanings of self-destruction. For example, I could end the video by performing some truly self-destructive behaviors. Or I could film myself doing something that would be destructive to my career and public image. However, I didn't really want to do either of these things for real, and I wasn't comfortable doing them even as a joke. Also, they would all be about me self-destructing, not the video. I considered taking a page from a book from my childhood that promised me a monster at the end, only to reveal that the monster had been there all along. Maybe I could make the entire video an anticlimax. It self-destructs by not delivering on its promise. This was meta and a little bit clever, but also had the potential to annoy my viewers instead of entertain them. That's not what I'm going for. But then, inspiration struck. What you are about to see is my version of a Rube Goldberg machine. You know, those overly complicated setups that do simple things. There are a lot of these contraptions on YouTube, most made by people with more time, talent, and random items laying around their house than me. I realized that making an inferior version of their contraptions would be unsatisfying both for me and you. So instead, I'm going to make an overly complicated machine that is not built out of dominoes, zip lines, and other random items. Mine will be built using technology, physics, and a bit of psychology. The sequence needs to be activated by the video itself, otherwise I can't really call it a self-destruct. To do this, I will use a Google Home Mini, and I will embed a command in the video itself. Okay, Google, destroy me! Then I will use the website IFTTT to set up a custom action. Next, I will modify the hosts file on my computer so that when someone thinks they're going to a specific website, they are actually going to a different one that I set up. I want this heavy item to drop quickly, so I'm going to hang it from the ceiling using a weakened rope that can only take a limited amount of tension before it snaps. The tension on a rope is calculated using this formula. This part is the object's weight. It won't change. This is how quickly we try to accelerate the object. If the rope is still, it is a 0. If I pull it slowly, it is a small value. If I yank it hard, it has a high value. We can demonstrate that using this scale that is designed to measure the weight of luggage. The dial is very dark and wasn't showing up well on camera, so I've added this white tape at 0 pounds and this yellow at 10 pounds, since I'm using a 10-pound weight. If I lift it smoothly, it registers about 10 pounds of tension. But if I give it a solid tug, the scale registers a much higher value. So, if I tie this to the door handle and open the door slowly, there's only a small increase in the tension on the rope, but if someone were to really yank it open, there would be a huge spike in tension, causing the rope to snap. So, my daughter likes Minecraft. She hates being pranked. When she is angry, she does not treat doors gently. All right, so I have loaded the video onto this tablet. I'm gonna hit play, start the sequence, but before I do, since the video won't be destroyed at the end of this is my last chance to ask you, please, tell me what you thought in the comments, and as always, read the description. Here we go. This video will self-destruct. Ready? Okay, Google, destroy me. I know.
Okay, I sent the text.
The trigger is activated. The text arrives. The website redirects. Anger intensifies. And the door is yanked.